All right, here I want to go quickly over how to modify an insole for Morton's toe to relieve pressure on that second metatarsal head that we discussed, which is, on an insole, technically somewhere around here. And then obviously, yeah, that's your big toe joint over here. Then your second metatarsal will be about there, and then you slowly go to the fifth metatarsal as you come across. And it's usually kind of a moon shape that it will, move over. But to relieve some of the pressure, because this big toe joint is shorter and further back than your second metatarsal head, what ends up happening is that you end up with, as we said, more pressure here. So to relieve some of that pressure, what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of extra padding under the big toe joint as well as the toe going forward here. Okay, so what you want is a removable insole in your shoe. Maybe some extra padding somewhere that you can find. I don't know if maybe it's an extra insole. Make sure it's not too firm. So it should be a little bit squishy here, right? So that you don't feel the edge too much. Because if you don't have a grinder like we have here, we have got a grinder wheel in the back that allows us to kind of bevel the edges to make sure that they're not too rough. You don't want to use a very, very thick foam and firm foam material that you're going to feel all the edges. So the squishier this material is, the better. And obviously you can vary the thickness of it depending on how much pressure relief you need and how short that first metatarsal is as well. Okay, so get a scissor. I mean, these are, kind of our fancy dancy scissors that we use to cut some of the stuff we have, but a regular, sharp scissor at home is going to be okay. And then what you want to do is, obviously cut that whatever material you have, make it a bit smaller. So you can see it should, kind of fill up. Now it's actually a little bit short, but you want to fill up, from here all the way forward. Okay, so in this case, I would have to make that a little bit longer. So I'll make this just a little bit longer, and then what you want to do is, because this would be where the big toe joint is, and if you're not sure where it is, check out the insole, turn it around, and you'll probably see your toe metatarsal impressions right here. Okay, so what you want to do is that where that big toe joint is, you want to have the support right there, and then going forward. Okay, and then that is basically going to help raise up that first metatarsal right here so that the pressure is more even. Now you definitely want to make sure that you end this before you hit the second metatarsal. Okay, so you don't want to have that raise up the second metatarsal as well. That's going to defeat the purpose of this working for you in terms of relieving the pressure. And then if you once you have that, basically take your scissor. You can even trim it around the insole like this, and then just kind of figure it out that way. Or you can mark it with a pen, just put it down on the ground, mark it with a pen, and then cut it along the line. And then now you have yourself a little bit of an increase of support under the first metatarsal to reduce, pressure obviously on that second metatarsal. That's kind of the accomplishment of it. That's what we're trying to achieve here. And then your last thing, but at least stick it on. In this case, you can use double-sided tape. This stuff you can get at Home Depot. We use outdoor carpet tape. Outdoor carpet tape works really great for adjustments like this because it tends to stick better than the indoor carpet tape. So make sure you get yourself, some outdoor carpet tape. You can stick it on the bottom like this, and then you cut it off. I'm going to use a different scissor for this because sometimes this stuff is pretty gooey, and eventually it's going to stick up your, create a lot of sticky mess on your scissors. But what you do is you're just going to take that, and then you peel off the double-sided tape. Okay, and stick it on. There we go. Put that back in your shoe, and off you go. That's it. Any questions? Post them below.